What's up, world? Another beautiful day. So, I was just thinking that, yesterday, Kelly was, it's so funny how we doubt ourselves. Just, you doubt what you know you've been asked to do in so many things in life. I do. I doubt so many things in life. And Kelly was doubting. So we always start with a prayer. We just pray that we can reach somebody, and that somebody can hear a message and receive something from us. That's our only real goal. And yesterday I got a text randomly from a person that I've known for a long time. I haven't talked to her, and recently got a text from her, but it's been probably 10 years since I've seen her. And Kelly made a comment on our last video that everybody's addicted to something. And she was doubting herself, questioning, is everybody really addicted to something? And I got a text from this person that said, I just wanted to say how much your video meant to me, that I have a serious hoarding problem. And it's so embarrassing, and I hate to admit it. And that brought to mind one of the most spiritual people I know. He said he'd find himself in the middle of the night standing at the fridge with the door open, looking for something sweet to eat, and how he can understand addiction because he is addicted to eating when he doesn't even want to eat. And it's just such a huge spectrum of things that people deal with. But I was told by another person that I've always admired that if we could really feel what everybody else feels, it would be amazing how in common our pain and our suffering is. That we're all dealing with different things, but it's all so similar whenever it comes down to how we process it and how we feel it. And why do I doubt myself so much? It's like, why would I doubt that I could feel good again? It's been a couple weeks, and where I was just 15, well, let's say 18, 16, 17 days ago, where I was then and where I'm at right now, it's like I just want to be outside. I want to be in the sun. I want to stretch. I want to read. I want to listen to something uplifting. I want to better myself, and I also want to better assist those that I care for in ways that I'm able to right now in my life. I don't know, like a whole just, why do I doubt things so much? Like, why do I doubt that I can feel good again? That I can feel at peace again whenever I've done it so many times in the past?
Do you know what triggered you to go back to drugs?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
You recognize? That's good.
Yeah. And it's still it's a trigger. It's not gonna overcome me. I'm not gonna allow it to. But yes, yeah.
Because it's just amazing how we can be just doing so good and doing all these things, and then all of a sudden it feels like all of a sudden, but really truly I think that there's a little time in there where our mind starts going, where we start obsessing, where we don't have control of our thoughts, or we let go of, or no, we were trying to control our thoughts.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what it is. We've let go. We've stopped surrendering to God in some way. And it's like our minds start obsessing about these things that we want to do, and we get pulled back into it.
Yeah. I wanted to be back in control. I wanted things to be my way.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to. I started wanting to take back power, and I wasn't giving my life over.
Yeah, and I think I can recognize and remember some when it was beginning, because there was a lot of anger coming out, which is healthy and good, because we have to get anger out. But it's when that anger
festers.
Yeah. And when it takes control.
Yeah.
When the anger takes control and we start obsessing, and then we're wanting to control it and control everyone around us.
I was hearing a lot of voices, not inside my head, but a lot of voices from other people, and just, I mean, things that are just thoughts, not even reality.
Like opinions.
Yeah, what people think and what people's opinions are of certain things, and it's like it's just gossip, it's hearsay, it's what people's opinions are, and I don't believe it. I just don't. But I started buying into it. I started getting angry. I didn't want to live with it. I didn't want to accept it. And I had already given it to God. I had already said, like, if this is what you want, if this is your will, well, I'm okay with it. But all this, maybe it was embarrassment, it was pride, anger, I just didn't want to accept. And I shut it all down really fast, you know. But it's okay. I forgive myself, and I know that my God is forgiving me.
Absolutely. That's, the beautiful thing about this life is that, like, we're in eternity. We're in eternity.
Right
and
now.
so it's like right now is perfect in all of it. Like, everything is about our growth. We, like, eternity is about eternal progression. We're never going to stop progressing. We're going to constantly be learning in this life. I mean, we're overcoming a lifetime of habits, behaviors, addictions, thought patterns, just ways of believing and thinking. And it's like, I mean, we're having to be reborn. It's like we've been reborn, we've been awakened, we've been, like, saved, we understand grace. Like, we're coming into this understanding of all these things. And so it's like we see clearly, but at the same time, we still have all this stuff to overcome. And it doesn't just leave overnight. Like, just because we become awakened doesn't mean it's gone. Like, now begins the work. Like, this is where those 12 steps, this is where that repentance process, I mean, whatever you want to call the process of recovery, I mean, it starts with that awakening, that there is a better life than what we've been living. Yeah. And it's having to, like, totally look at everything, the people that we surround ourselves with, the places that we go, the things that we spend our time doing, the things that we listen to, the things that we read, like, everything that is coming into us, into our bodies, our minds, our spirits. Like, it's affecting us, and we have so much control, like, and not control in, like, a controlling kind of way that's, like, not good, but we have choices that we make every day that we can choose. We have control over our choices, whether or not I'm going to pick up a water, or if I'm going to pick up a Coke, or alcohol, or whatever, we have those choices.
Well, what you're saying goes exactly with the serenity prayer. Mm-hmm. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We do have control, but we don't want to be in control.
Right. Where we get obsessive about everything.
Yeah. To want to control things is different than to actually have control over, what am I going to do? What am I going to put into my body today? What am I going to put into my mind, into my spirit, into my soul today? We do have control over that. And it's just the the wisdom to know the difference. Like, what do I have control over and what do I not have control over? One thing I do have control over, I can be prideful or I can be humble. That is something that I can choose. And this morning, I went and did a bunch of Section 8 homes in New Orleans. And as I was walking through these homes, I mean, it's people that live in squalor. It's third world country type stuff. This is 8th, 9th Ward, downtown New Orleans. Section 8 homes, government subsidized homes, people that have nothing. And I mean, it's as bad as it gets in America. I mean, I know there's other places that are as bad, like Detroit and different places in the country, but downtown New Orleans has some serious issues. And as I was walking through these places, I thought to myself, I don't have much more than these people. I don't have much. And I started getting into this like thought of like, what have I done? And then like I started thinking to myself, what is wrong with me? I am so prideful. Like, I have so many blessings. I have a bank account, and I have a warm bed, and I have clothes. I have a business. I have a family. I have so much support and so much love. But my pride went to what I don't have immediately. When I saw what these people didn't have, and I started thinking, I don't even have much more than these people. But I have so much blessings. I have so many blessings in my life. I have the Spirit in my life. I'm sober. I mean, it is very sad. I'm walking through houses, crack houses. I'm walking through, just, it's sad, the babies and just everything that I saw. But you know, my pride, I can choose to be prideful or I can choose to seek humility. I don't know if that's... But we do have control over how we react to our surroundings.
And it helps to, like, just having the Spirit, surrendering every day and praying, like asking to have the Spirit in our lives every day. I mean, I do that. I want to be guided by the Spirit. I mean, I don't need to be told every little thing that I need to do, but I want to be what He wants me to be, and I want to have my body as healthy as it can be to be an instrument to be used. And so it's like I'm learning a lot of things that I need to change with myself. I mean, He's constantly teaching me and showing me just little things each day that I can improve on. And I've said it in a few other videos that I really love the way that the Spirit is so gentle and like guides us, whereas the voice of Satan is so condemning and so like forceful and so just makes you feel bad about the things that you do. And it's just so interesting to really come to recognize, to see Him when He's like trying to get in my head with things today.
Yeah, it is definitely a big difference. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, you started off talking about how just people, like what people say, and just how we get judging ourselves. What was it she said? We just question ourselves. Yeah. Like we question, we doubt. Yes, we doubt ourselves. Yeah. I was feeling that way this week. I had posted something on TikTok, and a girl made a response. She commented and said something about, you know, are you sharing this to build your platform, or are you doing it because you really, you know, want to help people? And just her question threw me off. I was like, does it, you know, I started to doubt myself. I'm like, well, does it sound like does it look like I'm just trying to build up, like get numbers and all that kind of stuff? And And I really had to go into my heart and be like, okay, what? Like, what's going on here? Because I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get sucked into that world of needing this huge following and needing, you know, it's like, I don't even like saying for people to follow. I'm like, join us.
Yeah, that was such a prideful thing that I said a couple recordings ago.
What?
That I noticed our views had gone down. That was all pride.
Right.
This has never been about that.
It's not. And that's what, you know, and I was grateful. Like, I thanked her for asking me that question, because it really, I was like, you know, everything I share, it's truly for one person. And that one person might not even be, you know, when we share these recordings, it's like, it might not even be for today or even this week. It could be 6 months from now. Somebody can, somehow a recording will come up and they will hear something and it will help their life. And that is what it is all about. And, you know, it would be great to have a lot of people to you know, that we could influence and help and all that kind of stuff. But it really is truly, I am reminded that it's about the one. And we say this so many times that, I mean, that one could be me. Yeah. It could be you, you know? I mean, it is. This is changing my life, because it has caused me to be very accountable. Like, I'm very accountable. And the things that we talk about on here, I think about. After we leave conversations, it stays with me, and I'm thinking about the things, and, you know, and I just want to live what I speak. Yeah. I want to be in that authenticity and in that honesty and in that truth, because it just feels good. I mean, it really does. It feels good, and I just want to help other people. It's really coming to a place where I just want to share that with others, so others feel that as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just to be authentic, just to be true to myself, and to do what God wants me to do. I mean, it's amazing how quickly my life has just been given back to me. And it's not, you know, I even said when we recorded the relapse video that I'm not going to punish myself. It's not necessary. We are all progressing. Where are you today? What are you going through today? How can I be better today? What can I change? Just one thing in my life to be a little better today. And I mean, I am so grateful that the Spirit is able to just take care of me. Like, I didn't sleep at all last night. I woke up, I went to bed at like midnight and woke up at like 3:30, and just kind of laid in bed and thought about so many things. But I had this peace come over me, and normally I'd be so annoyed, just tossing and turning, but I just started praying and just felt so peaceful. And, you know, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, got up at 6:30, and I've been at it. And I've had so much peace in my life today, and you couldn't have convinced me 3 weeks ago that I could have this again. And it's amazing. It's just, all it takes is a desire to change and talk about it. And we say that so much, it has to get out. It has to get out. Keeping it in is just a way to stay sick.
Keeping it in, it just keeps us heavy. It just keeps us unable to, like, truly live. Yeah.
I love recovery, and I'm so glad you asked that question about the trigger, because I needed to think about that. Because, yeah, it's that trigger, it comes back around almost every hour of every day. And and I do turn it over. I consistently, I will, you know, and whatever ends up being, it's gonna be okay. Like I said, I didn't get here in a day, and I'm not gonna get to where I want to be in a day. It's just not, it's not the way it works. It's not the natural truth. It's just not truth. You know, that's something I was listening to earlier. Like, truth is just truth, and you don't get from one place to another in a day, and you don't get back to where you want to be in a day. It takes time.
I've been thinking a lot about truth as well. Just what is truth? What, like, there's so much, and living in truth, it brings happiness. It's expansive. It feels good. I don't know. There's so much to truth. I've been really thinking about that, because I was thinking about recording a video about truth, and there's just so much to it.
And when you are living there, when we are being true to ourselves, and we are living the truth that we understand and have an understanding of, and have started applying in our lives, it's something that you just want to share. You just want to share it with others. And I mean, it was really difficult on me. Yeah, I understand. I have come to an understanding of why we came together the way we did, and this has happened, because it's a whole different accountability, and I need it in my life. I need it. And you know, me on my own, I've tried it for 20 years, but
right, me too.
Yeah, it's a different approach. Do everything. What do you have to do differently? Everything. So that's what we're doing. But that doubting, that condemning, doubting voice that just wants to get in our head all the time, it is so powerless. It is powerless if we don't give it power.
And what I love too was that, you know, I've been having those feelings in my head and thinking about that, and that text that you received of the woman who said about, is everybody, you know, that I said everyone is addicted to something. I mean, that was the phrase that was sticking out to me in my head, that I was doubting myself about. And Corey receives a text with those words, and he shared it with me on the same day that I'm having these thoughts and these feelings. And it's like, it's just so incredible to me, the way that we're all so interconnected, and the way that God uses all of us to speak. Like, she spoke the words, or texted the words that I needed to hear, that I don't have to doubt myself whenever I'm speaking and I'm sharing, and I'm truly wanting to share what God is wanting us to share. I mean, I'm sure that I've said many things on here that is incorrect, and that, you know, are my opinions and my thoughts, but at the same time, I really strive, like, I want to say correct things. And so just that doubt, you know, being in my head, and God just like calming those fears for me. I just love that. Yeah. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the Spirit, and that I can see and hear today.
Yeah, there's so much fear in change, but once you take that step and you talk it out and you let it out, and you take that first step, and you really reach out for that change and ask for help, it's amazing how quickly things can change. You know, I mean, everything's not perfect, but everything's perfect. I mean, it just is. There's so much I want, and so much that I'd like, but I have everything that I need, and I have peace. I have peace. And it came on so just immediate. So
yeah,
life is good.
It really is.
Yeah.
We say that, and it just really is.
It is. It's you know, I said it. I'm not going to sit around and beat myself up. I'm not going to sit around and have a pity party. I'm going to go back to cloud 9 and be blissful and live on that pink cloud that they say you come off of. Just hang out on it and keep going up. You know, there's no reason. I don't have to go there again. And I know I've said that hundreds of times, but I just don't.
Yeah. I mean, and the great thing is just how far you've come, like your progress and how long between the last time you did it and this time. You know, it's like it gets further and further, and you grow more and more, and you become aware of more. I mean, it's all purposeful.
I was thinking about that when I was driving here. Is where I'm at right now is where I was at 6 months ago, before I messed up. It's like I haven't had to do what I thought I was going to have to do. I didn't have to go through it all again. I just talked about it. I let it out. I spoke it. I said, and I'm not starting back over at this ground level 0. I'm just continuing to progress. And I'm doing it out loud. I'm doing it unleashed. I'm doing it with the world. And it feels good. And, I mean, if that's not a God thing, then I don't know what is. So it's, I'm alive. I choose to live today.
Me too.
Thank you for comments, and you know, for people that listen to this, it's very humbling. It is just the messages that we get and the comments that we get. Every single time I get a response or a comment, text, anything, it's just like, wow. I mean, who am I? But that's
God uses,
yeah, all of us.
Yep.
Yeah. So, love y'all.
Bye, y'all.